Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here I have my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. This is the book I use for my budget, so 2020 Fox budget. And I'm going to go ahead and set up my May budget with you. So, I'm going to flip to May. And I haven't laid anything out yet. So, we are going to start with the monthly layout. And for that, I should get some of my stickers out. These are my expense stickers. I do need my bill due stickers right there. Alright, so I've been using these teal bill due stickers that are available in my shop. I know it doesn't really go with the color scheme, but it's a budget book. It's not really necessary that it looks gorgeous. So for the monthly spread, I'm just going to put down what I need to put down. That way it's all set. Now I feel like I'm missing one of my sticker sheets. Alright, sorry guys, I was missing one of my sheets. So this is also a sheet that's available in my sticker shop. They are clear foil payday stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down when I have my paydays. I used to use these big ones here and they're gorgeous. I love them. But if you have to add any bills underneath, you don't want to have such a big logo, let's say. So I'm just going to put them here on the top. It's good to always start with your payday. You need to know when you're being paid and how much you're being paid. Because without that, you don't know how much you need to budget. Oh, that is so crooked. Alright, try to lay that down a little. No, my goodness. Hold on there. How about we go by the text and not by the icon. Right there. Much better. Okay. Right, so we have our paydays listed. Now I do have a sheet next to me with all of my bills written down. I know when they generally are, but just to make sure I don't miss any. So I have my rent and my utilities due on the 1st. And on the 6th, oh, let's flip this over. On the 6th, I have my Disney Plus. Come on now. Disney Plus. On the 11th is Netflix. I'm just going to lay all of these down and then I'll go ahead and write in what they are. Something on the 13th. Now I have seen other people who have little sticky notes where their bills are and what they are. That way they don't have to have a sheet next to them, and I do plan on doing that. I have ordered the snap-in sticky notes from Erin Condren, so hopefully I'll get those soon so that I can start using those. I'll put this here. Now I do have, every payday is my vehicle loan payment, which is auto deducted from my account. So I'll just automatically add these. And on the 28th is also my vehicle insurance. So I do have 2 bills due that day. I do have other colors of bill due stickers, and I might switch it up in the future depending on what the bills are. Whether they're oh, what am I trying to say? Whether they're for debt payments or if they're just regular bills, but for now I just wanted to use one color. I think it looks a little bit better that way. Then I have another payment on the 22nd. And I got the 28th. And I have a payment on the 20th. Alright. And then now I usually, if you followed me before, I usually have a few other bills. So I have my internet and my cell phones, which don't necessarily have a set date. What I do is I usually look at where my bills are and where my paydays are, and then I find a day somewhere where I'm not overloading my budget for one payday. That way it's spread out a little bit better. So I'll do that at the end. But also I usually have a gym membership, my daughter's dance fees, and then my other daughter and my son's gymnastics fees. Since we're all quarantined and we can't do anything, there are no gym fees, no gymnastics fees, and no dance fees. So I'm not going to add them in here, and I won't be adding them in my budget because we know for sure we are not doing anything until at least June. For this month, for May, I'm not going to budget for dance and all the other activities. I may start budgeting for them again in June, but that will depend on how everything's going, what kind of communication we're getting. So I'm going to continue going on with this, writing in our bills on the stickers that I've added. So I'm going to go ahead and write those in. I'll fast forward through that so that you don't have to sit here and watch me write. And then once I'm done that, we will move along to set up the rest of the budget. Okay, so those are all of the bills that I have scheduled for the month of May. You might have noticed I had to add a few extra stickers here. I'd forgotten there were 3 bills due on the 15th, not just one. Oh, and I didn't add this up. Let's see. I know what they are. Oops. So that's usually around 1965. So we'll do that. Now I do have a Shopify bill here. I was trying out Shopify because as you know, I do have an Etsy shop. I do sell my stickers and my cash envelopes on Etsy. I did open a Shopify store. I'm not 100% happy with Shopify. I find the price to run Shopify is more than you get out of it. That's just my feeling on it so far. Maybe it's because I'm not a big shop yet like other people, but I don't see the value here, so I might be canceling this, and I will revisit in the future if I need to. So I will just leave this here for now. What I usually do throughout the month, and you'll see this when I do my budget reviews, is I use my expense stickers to add in when I've made any other purchases like groceries, gas, any other purchases, miscellaneous, unbudgeted, anything. I put stickers in here and then I can check them off as I've taken them into account in the budget. So now we're going to flip to the next page and we are going to set up the budget. Alright everyone, so I've pulled out my budget stickers. Now these stickers are available in my sticker shop on Etsy. I'm just going to show you the ones we'll be using today. So I have my transaction log, this plain thin washi, a debt tracker, variable income, sinking funds. I have this thick washi, this thick washi, which is a lemon yellow with little diamonds on it. This thick washi is a yellow background with some white hearts. I have these strips of thin washi. I have the budget, of course, and then the weekly check-in. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these down, and then we will come back and do the actual budget numbers. Alright, so I will fast forward through this, and then we'll come back and put the numbers down. Alright, now that we've got all of the stickers down, so I've got my budget, my weekly check-in page, I've got my debt tracker, my sinking funds, variable income, and transaction log. So all these stickers are down. We're not going to fill any of this in today. We're just going to focus on the budget today. So for the budget, I am going to put down some of the important numbers, and I don't know if you saw, I was flipping back to the April budget. I just wanted to make sure that I'm following the same pattern for all of them. So I'm going to do the same thing here for the budget. So, sorry, I write on a slant. So I'm going to write our incomes. So my pay, my husband's pay, I'm going to put Etsy, miscellaneous, and roll over. So roll over is the money we take from the previous month to bring into the current month to pay for bills, because we're still not quite exactly month to month, so that's what we do. So my pay is going to be approximately $3,200. My husband, probably about $2,000. Etsy, I think I've been budgeting about $150. Just modest number, because like I said, I'm still in the beginning stages. It's slowly picking up, but yeah. So miscellaneous, and then my rollover, if I remember correctly, it was 2016, we'll say approximately. So total income estimated $7,366. That is our estimated income for the month of May. So that's pretty good. So then we have our rent, heat, and hydro. We do pay water, but water is every 4 months, so it's not due yet. We just paid it in April. So we do have our vehicle loan. We have our vehicle insurance. We have our home insurance. We have our RESPs, which for anyone who's not familiar with these are Canadian. They're registered educational savings plans. So it's money that we put away every month for our children's education later on to go to university or college. So that's what we have there. Then we have our cell phones. We have internet. And like I mentioned in just previously, I'm not adding dance or gymnastics because we're not paying anything this month. So I have Netflix 1 and Netflix 2. Now 1 is my mother's Netflix and 2 is my Netflix, our Netflix. Then we have Crave. We have Disney Plus. We do have an extra channel on our Prime. And then we have, I feel like I'm missing stuff. Vehicle insurance, home, RESP, cell phones. Oh, it's the dance and the gymnastics. That's what's throwing me off. Okay, and then we have our groceries. We have gas, restaurants, other, and unbudgeted. Now, other is other things that come up in the month that aren't necessarily in these categories. Unbudgeted is stuff that really surprises us. So, for example, last month, an example of one of the others was buying my son's school uniform, because assuming school starts again in September, he is going to a new school. It is a high school, but it starts in grade 7. So he's going to go to a new school, so he needed a uniform. So while I have a bit of extra money, I bought the uniform ahead of time. So that was an other, because I had taken it into account. It wasn't unbudgeted. It just didn't fit into these categories. So that's an example of what other would be. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lines, and then we will add this all up. Try to do my lines straight. I see so many people do their lines, and no matter what they do, it always ends up crooked, and I feel like I'm one of those people too. It just, it works against you. Right. And I probably won't realize if these are crooked until I see it on the video. So, alright, there we go. So, what we are budgeting. So, budget, rent is $1,750 a month. Heat, because we are It is spring, but it's still not warm enough to turn the heat off. So we are still budgeting $125 for heat. I do budget this amount all year round, even in summertime. Even if I know we're paying less, I budget this much. That way it never changes and I'm not surprised at any point. Sometimes I've even gone over this in the winter, but that's because this not only counts as the heat for heating the house, but it also counts as the water heater. So hydro, we budget $90 a month. Our vehicle is, so it follows, our vehicle payment goes with every payday, and in May there are 2 paydays. So it's $267.55 times 2, so it's $535.10. Our vehicle insurance before the pandemic was $263.55, very close to our payment for our vehicle. We are paying less than this because the insurance companies, knowing that, you know, most of us aren't going to work, there are less vehicles on the road, so less accidents, they have lowered our insurance payment, so ours has been lower. But I want to keep this number because I know after the pandemic it will go back to this, and I don't want to get comfortable spending more money when I won't be able to spend that money later. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm leaving it that number. Home insurance, we budget $45 a month. Our ESPs, we budget $118 a month. Cell phones, we budget $450 a month. Now, don't have a panic attack with that amount. If you've seen any of my previous budgets, this is my phone, my husband's phone, and my father's phone, as well as our home security. So it's 4 things all in one, and this might go up in July. So I'll explain that when we get to that month. But right now we're at $450. Internet, we budget $60. Netflix One, which is my mother's, is $9.99. Our Netflix is $16.99. Our Crave is $29.35. Disney Plus is $8.99. For Prime, I budget $10. It's been more than that. I'm still trying to figure out how this Prime works. Every time I look at my bank account, it says Amazon channels, and I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know what it is I'm paying for. I know that sounds ridiculous. I should know what I'm paying for. I am looking into it, but right now I'm putting $10. I promise I will have an answer hopefully by June to figure out what it is. All right, and then we're into the variables, so the bills that change. So if I go by, now last month we spent a lot on groceries. I was not stocking up by any means, but because we didn't eat at home so often throughout regular times because we're so busy, we didn't have a lot of groceries. So I spent way above budget, and you'll see that when I do my April review. But ideally, we should be able to stay at about $700. Now, also, we are not traveling anywhere. We're not going to work. We shouldn't need to spend anything on gas, but I'm going to budget $100. Usually in regular times we're at about $500, so you can see the difference. So I'm still gonna budget $100 for now. Restaurants, we are budgeting more than we have in the past, $250. We've always spent more than this, but we've always budgeted less. Now I'm budgeting more because we are doing, I don't know if this happens in the US, but I know in our area we've been doing Takeout Wednesdays. So to kind of help support some of the restaurants in the area, we order in food on Wednesdays. So that's been going to that. For other, I am going to budget $150. And then of course unbudgeted, I am budgeting $0. So I'm going to go ahead and add that up and see where we end up. Okay, so the total expenses is $4,711.97. Total potential savings, so I'm going to go minus 7366. Total potential savings is $2,654.03. So there we go. We have our budget for the month of May. So that is pretty much it for this video. My next video, I hope to be doing a review of our April budget, and then we will start with our weekly check-ins, and then eventually I will be setting up our debt tracker, sinking funds, and then I'll show you what I do with my variable income and transaction log. I'll show you that a little bit in the April budget, but I'll also show you as we go along for the month of May. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you on your budgeting journey. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure to list them down below. I look forward to hearing from all of you, and I will see you again in my next video. Thanks, everyone. Bye.